Hi and welcome. It's Kirsten here and it's great to see you. Now, I'm just wanting to address something with people because I'm hearing a lot, there's a lot of fears about can't do this, how can I do that, etc., etc. So I'm just going to address that for you today. So hopefully you can see a picture of what's actually going on your mind in that level and why you feel that you can't actually do something. So there's four concepts that I want you to understand in the stage of learning and mastery. So the first one is unconscious incompetence. And then the second one is conscious incompetence. Then we have conscious competence, and then we have unconscious competence. So we're just going to look at that as through steps as we go through with our doTERRA business and where that all fits in for us. And how it fits in for when we're running classes, etc., and how that works. Now, the first stage that we come into with doTERRA, well, first stage is we know nothing about doTERRA, so it is an actual unconscious incompetence. We don't know what we don't know. And so that is really real for many of us. So that's the unconscious incompetence. So this is where we all start. So nobody has any, way of knowing what they don't know until it comes into their awareness. So you come to a class. So you come along to a class and then you get presented with these oils and you go, wow, now I know about doTERRA, but I really am quite incompetent with doTERRA because I don't know how to use my oils, I don't know how to talk to people, etc. So this is where a lot of fear comes in for people when they're wanting to share and sharing doTERRA because they're really conscious of the fact that they don't know what they're talking about. And this is where the fear really stalls people in making progress through. And you'll find that for rank advancing, and you'll find that just from using the product. So this is where the education needs to happen. So once you start educating yourself on, and this could be on a skill, any skill, so the skill of just understanding how to use your oils, the skill of understanding how to talk to people, because these are things that we didn't know, but now we know we don't know. We need to actually get to the next step where we know and we're conscious that we do know. So we call that the conscious competence stage here. So when we get to this competent and conscious competence stage, we're really quite happy talking to people and getting to that stage where it's just like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine. Once we start to master that process and get that happening, then we get into the next stage where we become unconscious and competent. It's like when we're driving the vehicle. Some of us actually need to go back to be a bit more conscious when they're driving. But the unconscious competence, you just end up getting to somewhere and you don't remember how you got there in a way. So it's like that with doTERRA. Once you exercise that muscle, that talking to people, where it was really back here, you knew you didn't know how to talk to people, but through practice and repetition, that you became quite good at it. And you thought, yeah, wow, I'm pretty good at this, and I can, enroll people, I can explain the oils really well, and I know what I'm doing. And when we get up to this unconscious competence, this is kind of where we're getting into that mastery status. So this is where we start to master. Now, the thing that gets people unstuck in their doTERRA journey, and especially when you're going for rank, because you still don't know what you don't know in a lot of aspects with doTERRA. So you need to really understand how your mind is working. Now, any of you who have gone through Georgie's programs and looked at any of those recordings, you'll hear from time to time she'll talk about the terror barrier. Now, this is really relevant to a lot of people are going for ranks this month too. So this is where the terror barrier comes in through here. So this is where you need to cross the bridge. You need to get across here. If you don't educate yourself, if you don't fine-tune some of those skills, learn the skill of selling. And when I say selling, it's not the hard sell. It's you're a key person of influence in people's lives. So it's understanding that a no is a no. Don't get too hung up about it. It's not a big deal. It's just if they say no, they say no. Not a problem. But we get caught in the what ifs down here, and because I don't know. So build that confidence. So once you get through that terror barrier, this is what's just holding you back from getting to that next level. And that next level could be a rank, or it could just be picking up the phone and talking to someone. It's simple. It doesn't have to be a complicated thing. So I hope this has helped you out. So just remember the stages. Didn't know anything about doTERRA. You became aware of doTERRA, but you didn't know enough about doTERRA, and you felt a little apprehensive about many aspects. You're not there to know everything, by the way, so you just look for your resources. You don't need to be the oil guru. You need to just empower people and empower yourself. And by empowering yourself, you move through to this conscious, competent stage. So you cross the barrier, you've built that bridge where you've got that muscle strengthened, and now this is where you are moving forward to a brighter, a greater future in your oil journey, if that's what you've chosen to do. So then you get to this status, and you'll ask, there'll be some people that you'll go, oh wow, look at them, they're so good, look how great they are. And you're down here, so it's actually you're comparing yourself to them. So until you've actually built that muscle up, and yes, there is some activity and muscle, growth and so forth in the physical sense, because that's just what happens. It's a natural process. So the same thing happens in our mental muscle and our emotional muscles. You need to actually push through. So fear, all it is just your brain trying to keep you safe and protect you. So it's not real. It's just an imagined thing. So really look at that. Cross that terror barrier. I know you can do it. You can do anything that you set your mind to, and all it is just a belief that you can do it. So I look forward to seeing you move through these areas, and love your feedback if you have any as you're crossing over the bridge. Take care, have an amazing day, and I'll look forward to speaking with you. Bye for now.